Okay, so our new unit is about graphing linear system. So when I talk about linear system, I'm talking about more than one line, okay? So when I'm talking about linear system, I'm talking about two lines, and I'm gonna graph, in this case, I'm gonna solve the two lines. So I'm gonna graph the two lines, and I'm gonna find where the two lines meet. That would be the solution for my linear system. So there's different ways that we can solve a linear system. So linear system can be solved graphically, as we're gonna see in this lesson. But also, if you look at the next lessons, we can solve it by substitution or by elimination. Okay? So the three lessons that we're going to cover are graphing, so solving graphically, solving by substitution, and solving by elimination. Here is how we solve graphically. As you can see, I have, how many lines do you see here? 2 lines, right? There's 2 lines, and then the 2 lines meet somewhere. Yes? You see that point where the 2 lines intersect? That's the solution of the linear system. So we call this the solution of the linear system. Okay? Or in other words, it's called the point of intersection of the 2 lines. Okay? So we graph the 2 lines, and whatever these 2 lines meet, this is called the solution, or the point of intersection. Now, if you look at any point on this line, on this blue line, right? And any point on this red line, if I look at a point here and a point here, they don't have the same coordinates, right? Look at me. Look here. This point here has a different coordinate than this point, right? X and Y value. So if you look at this, the X value, let's say, is 1. The Y value is 2. If I look at this point, the X value is 1. The Y value is about 3. Okay? So they don't have the same X and Y value. The only point that has the same X and Y value for both lines is where? The point of intersection, where you have your solution. Okay? So that solution is going to have the same X and Y value for both lines. Okay? So anytime they give you 2 equations of 2 lines and they ask you to solve, right? That means you're looking for that point of intersection. So the question is going to say to you, find the point of intersection of these 2 equations. And it's very specific here. It wants you to solve the system of equations graphically. Okay? So it wants you to graph. How did we learn to graph? What do we need to know in order for us to be able to graph? That's right. So it should be in the y equal mx plus b format. Are these both in the y equal mx plus b format? What's the slope and what's the y-intercept for the first equation? So the y-intercept is +1, and the slope is -2. So I'm going to graph this, right? And to graph this, So to graph this for the first one, the slope, the y-intercept is 1, and the slope is -2. Okay? So locate the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 1. Where would that be? Where is 1 on the y-intercept? Here? Here? Yeah. Okay? So this is where your y-intercept is. And what does my slope tell me? So what does that mean? Down to 1 to the right, because it's -2 over 1. So I have to go down 2 and 1 to the right, and this is where my next point is. So you see how knowing how to graph is going to help you now? Then, again, I'm going to go down 2 over 1. So you see now that this my line here okay, I can extend my line a little bit. I'm going to try as much as possible to get the best line. What? I have a ruler in my drawer, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to be able to extend because even if I extend, it's not going to be the perfect extension. Which one? This one? This one? No, that's a -1. This one, that's a 1. This one right here, that's a 1. Number 1. Okay, so let's look at my second equation. Where's my y-intercept for the second equation? 7. And then what does the slope tell you for the second equation? What's the slope? What's the slope? 1. If there is no number in front of the x, your slope is 1. So that means you're going to go up 1 to the right 1. So if I go up 1 to the right 1, this is where my point is. Up 1 to the right 1, this is where my point is. So if I extend both my lines, because I can't see it right now, but I'm going to extend a little bit. Do you see where the two lines are intersecting? Can you see that point of intersection? They're intersecting right here, yeah? What is that point right here? So it's -2. What? -2, 5. So that point of intersection is -2, 5. So if you look at the x value that's at -2, and at the y value that's 5. So my point of intersection is -2, 5. Okay? So I used my graphing technique, what I know about graphing, to be able to graph and find that point of intersection. Okay? If you guys don't know how to graph, it's a problem. You need to know how to graph. Depends on what kind of job you would like to do. Right? If you're a technician, if you are a traffic control person, if you are like in any aviation, or even in the boat, or even if you're traffic control on the roads, right? If you are a company and in business and you want to know when people are breaking even, or when you're breaking even, or even when you are compared to other companies, how are you guys compared, then yes, you're going to need to know how to do this. Right? All right. So in order for me to know if my answer is correct or not correct, I can check my work. In order for me to check my work, what I have to do is I have to take my point of intersection and plug it in for x and y in each equation. And if my left side is equal to my right side for both equations, then my answer is correct. Okay? So you're gonna be asked to check your solution. Okay? And to check your solution, this is what you have to do. So you're gonna plug in. Remember, your point of intersection is x and y. You plug in the x value in the x, and you plug in the y value in for y. So this is what I get. 5 equals -2. Instead of x, I'm going to replace that bit with -2, and plus 1. So BEDMAS tells me I have to do the multiplication, yes? So -2 times -2 gives me 4. What's 4 plus 1? 5. You see that both sides are equal to 5. Yes? So that means that my left side is equal to the right side. You guys agree with that? That's a good thing. The minute that your left side is not equal to your right side, that means you've done something wrong. Go back and check. Either check your math here before you go back and check your solution, right? Or go back and check your graphing if you're not sure about your graphing. Now, it's not enough that I do it to one equation. I have to do the same thing for the second equation as well. So I take my second equation, and I replace y with what? Y with 5. And what do I replace x with? -2. Okay? What's -2 plus 7? Again, my left side is equal to the right side, so that's a good thing. That means my solution is correct, and I don't need to go back and check. I'm done. It's basically a bonus that I know that my answer is correct. Okay? Are you guys okay with this? Graphing is the most important part. If you don't know how to graph, you're not going to be able to do this. So for this, you're going to have to do question 2AB and question 4. So let's look at a question similar to question number 4.